Out of all the songs written and inspired by the cliffhanger season 3 ending of My Little Pony, Schism by Tool is definitely my favorite. So we're going to use part of the riffs today as an example to illustrate triplets, time signatures, and intervals. So there's a lot of variation in these riffs, but we're gonna do 2 of the main ones, and we're gonna talk about them. So they're gonna sound like this. And so basically we're going to start with the first one, which is going to start on the D string, open D string, and we're going to do this hammer-on thing, open 3-5, right? So we've got a picked D string and a hammer-on to the 3rd fret, hammer-on to the 5th fret. You can use your pointer finger and your ring finger if you want. You can use your middle finger and your pinky, however you want to do it, right? But we've got that first hammer-on, and then we're going to go to the 3rd fret of the G string, back to the D string, to the 2nd fret of the G string, back to the D string, then another hammer-on, and do the same thing, but then add another pedal. Pedaling just means I'm going back and forth. So D, 3G, D, 2G, D. So we're going to break it into 2 parts off the bat, right? And this is where the time signature is really important. One of the best things you can ever possibly do to increase your musicianship is to try to count Tool songs, because the time signatures are always changing and sometimes they're kind of tricky to get the hang of, but this is a really good example of one that is alternating between 2 time signatures. So the first one is in 5 and the second one is in 7, right? So what I mean by that is it starts off with a triplet. A triplet is when you take one beat and you split it into symmetrical thirds. So if it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, triplet 2, 3, 4, triplet 2, 3, 4, triplet 2, 3, 4. So they're starting the bar with a triplet, then they go into the 2nd beat, the 3rd beat is a D string, the 4th beat is 2, and the 5th beat is D. So triplet 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay? That's going to be how we're going to count the first bar. Triplet 2, 3, 4, 5, triplet 2, 3, 4, 5, triplet 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the second time they do it, they're going to add 2 beats. Triplet 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're going between 5 and 7. Triplet 2, 3, 4, 5, triplet 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, triplet 2, 3, 4, 5, triplet 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay? So it's a good way to kind of sneak a triplet into the beginning and then still be able to count it. That's something that's going to really help your musicianship if you can do that. Now the next thing that we're going to talk about is the key this is in and kind of the intervals within it. So we're starting with the D. A lot of times that means you're in the key of D or D minor or something like that. And the first 3 notes tell us what key we're in. Right here when we go from a D to the 3rd fret, 3 frets away from any note is a minor 3rd. So we're thinking in D minor. If we play the D minor scale starting on an open D, we'd get D, E, F, G, and we're going to do it in this position because that's where we're going to. D, E, F, G, A, B flat, C, D, right? So if we did this in numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We're starting with a hammer-on with the 1, skipping the 2, 3, 4. So 1, 3, 4. We're skipping again that 2nd to get right to the minor 3rd. 1, minor 3rd, perfect 4th. Into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The minor 6 of it, right? So 1, 3, 4, 6, 1, 5, 1. And then the second time it's 1, 3, 4, 6, 1, 5, 1, 7, 1. Okay? So it's just an interesting way to think in the intervals of this of a minor scale. Now we can do the exact same thing and make it major using those same numbers, right? So if we were to do it in major, instead of having a minor 3rd there, it would be a... That's the sound of a root note and a major 3rd into its perfect 4th. And then we'd have to go not to its there, but there. So it'd be D, its major 3rd, its 4th, And then again, there's the major 6, 5, major 7. It's funny, it sounds totally different, but it doesn't sound so different. Even though we're using a totally different key, you can still kind of tell that's someone trying to play Tool in a major key, because the percussive nature of that entire band is so strong that those time signatures and rhythm really kind of like are such a signature part of what they do, right? So now we're going to take it down to the next variation of this riff, which you can do the exact same kind of like fingering as this. But we're going to do it on the A string, and we're going to go open A, and then the fingering is going to start on the 10th fret. Okay, so it's the exact same thing, but the intervals change now, right? The triplet stays the same. It's still 5 and 7, but now what we're thinking in A minor, okay? Because if we played the A minor scale and we started on, let's actually make it just on this one string. If we go, let's just go A, B, C, D, E, F, G, A. We're starting our initial triplet with a root note, a 7, and a root note, right? If we went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, we're going 1, 7, okay? And then now this becomes a minor 3rd here into a 2nd. So even though we're using the same fingerings, we're doing a different note, and we're kind of getting an A minor feel with the exact same kind of percussive rhythm nature of it, but the intervals are changing now. So now we have a 1 minor 7 minor 3rd, 1, 2 into A's 4th, right? So we just kind of take the same pattern, stick it on 2 different root notes, and end up with different intervals. In D minor's case in this position, and A's case. So again, it's a cool way to kind of like take a percussive type feeling thing in an interesting time signature, and then just try it in, you know, kind of like parallel minor keys. Well, not parallel, I guess it'd just be 2 different minor keys. You could start it in D minor, thinking in D minor, and then move it to A minor. And again, these kind of techniques can be used in anything. Like if you're trying to write your own thing, come up with something percussive, like a way to use scales or intervals starting off of a root note, and then maybe try it on a different note. Try the fingerings in the same way, just kind of see how they sound. And maybe you can kind of come up with something as awesome as Tool's Schism.